Felicitous greetings, fellow fanatics. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Fanatic, and today we're taking a look at Pixel Tactics Online, a digital reimagining of Level 99 Games' Pixel Tactics series. Please keep in mind that this game is still in active development, and as such, anything seen herein is still subject to change. Also, there are a number of rule changes to the digital version, so you may want to watch the rules explanation even if you are familiar with the physical card game. In Pixel Tactics, two players will each take control of a leader of their choice. Unlike the physical card game, your choice is locked in before the game begins and is not drafted from your starting hand. Each leader has a health value. If it drops to 0, that player loses. You'll start out by drawing 4 cards each, and you'll then have a chance to mulligan any card you don't want to start with, drawing new cards to replace them and then shuffling the unwanted ones back into your deck. After that, you'll start the game proper with the Ceasefire round. Starting with the active player, each player will be able to take 3 actions in their vanguard. This includes recruiting units, which will place them into that column, drawing cards, or moving units. You'll repeat this process for the flank and rear, which will close out the round. In future rounds, you may also issue orders, command a unit to attack, use a spell, or remove a corpse. Keep in mind that most actions can only apply to the current column, but moving a hero or removing a corpse can be done regardless of which column is currently active. The most unique thing about Pixel Tactics is that every unit acts differently depending on which column it's placed in. For example, let's look at the Legionnaire here. If you set them in the Vanguard, they get +2 strength, which would bring their attack up to 4. If you place them on the flank, they can cast Thunder 2, which will hit all enemy heroes in a column for 2 damage each. And if you place them in the rear, their attack becomes a ranged attack, allowing them to strike even with allies in front of them. Finally, you can also play them as an order. Each turn after the Ceasefire round, you'll gain 1 order point at the start of your turn. You can hold up to a maximum of 3 order points. Orders will cost anywhere between 1 and 3 points. Unlike recruiting a hero, these are resolved immediately, and then the card is discarded. In the case of the Legionnaire, it would allow you to choose any hero you control to immediately perform a ranged attack against a random enemy unit. Melee units may only attack if they're the foremost unit in their row, and likewise, they can only attack the foremost enemy in each row. Ranged units can hit anywhere unless a unit in that row has intercept, generally Vanguard units that are meant to defend those behind them. Meanwhile, spells can generally hit any hero, but leaders are usually immune to them. They can only be targeted by spells that specifically mention them, including positive spells. Although players each have their own turn, deaths are only resolved at the end of each phase. So after the active player takes their Vanguard phase, the reactive player has a chance to use their Vanguard units, even if some of them are at 0 or less HP. After both players have resolved their effects for the phase, any units at 0 or lower HP will die, leaving a corpse behind. You can't move or recruit units into a space that has a corpse, but you can take an action to clear a corpse away. In typical dueling card game fashion, you'll construct a deck before each game. You'll be able to choose a leader to command your forces, and you'll construct a 30-card deck of heroes, of which you can have 2 copies of each. As you play through the game's campaign mode, you'll unlock additional heroes and leaders to build your deck with. Speaking of the campaign, there's 3 types of levels you'll have. Firstly, you have Easy Mode, where you'll construct a deck of your choice and bring it into battle. Beat a level on Easy, and you'll unlock the Hard and Challenge versions of it. Hard Mode is just what it sounds like. Same level, but the AI is more competent. Challenge Mode will have you going against the AI with a pre-made deck, chosen specifically for that level. This means you may have to step outside of your comfort zone and come up with some alternative strategies to how you would normally play. If you complete both Hard and Challenge Mode for the same level, you'll unlock the leader that you fought in that level to use in your own decks. As the game is in a beta state, I will not be giving Pixel Tactics Online a formal review score at this time. What I will say is that it's an enjoyable game with a pleasant 16-bit aesthetic. Units have a great deal of versatility granted to them from the way that they gain different abilities depending on which column you place them in. The digital version gives you a lot more control over your deck by letting you pre-select your leader. This allows you to custom build and tailor your deck to them. The fact there are so many different things you can do on your turn really opens up a lot of tactical decisions. Do you clear away a corpse so you can put a new hero in its place? Or do you try and press on making do with what you already have? The correct answer is of course going to depend on many different factors, and trying to figure it out is what makes these kind of games so much fun. Although a lot of the game's strengths do come from the physical card game that it's based off of, Pixel Tactics Online does things differently enough that you will have to adjust your strategies to match. Although the game has a long way to go before it's finished, there's a solid foundation there, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes from here. Pixel Tactics Online is not currently available for download, but I will be linking to its Steam page. Be sure to wishlist it to keep track of what's going on. But what about you? What do you think of Pixel Tactics? What tabletop game would you like to see adapted into a video game? If you have any questions, remarks, or opposing points of view, leave them in the comments down below. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell. Until next time, farewell, fellow fanatics. Thank you again for watching. I have plenty more to share with you if you're interested. You can click up here above my head to subscribe to my channel. You can click over here on my monitor to see the most recent video that I've worked on. Or if you prefer, you can click up here to open this mysterious vault and see what video that the YouTube algorithm has picked just for you.